Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
My God, my God.
Thank you,
Thank
Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus.
you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you. Yes, Lord.
Glory, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah, God. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah. On today, we will be coming from 2 Kings, the 5th chapter. On today, starting at the 5th verse. 2 Kings, the 5th chapter.
Second Timothy, 6 chapter.
2 Kings,
Oh, I'm sorry.
the 5th chapter.
Amen.
Naming the commander of the army of the king of Syria, accepted and acceptable, because by him the Lord has given victory to Syria. He was also a mighty man of valor, but he was a leopard. The Syrians had gone out in bands and had brought away captives out of the land of Israel. A little maid, and she was waiting on Naaman's wife. She said to him, Thus the maid from Israel. And the king of Syria said, Go now, and I will send a letter to the king of Israel. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 changes of raiment. And he brought the letter to the king of Israel. And it said, When this letter comes to you, So Naaman came with his horses and chariots and stopped at Elijah's door. Elijah sent a messenger to him, saying, Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh shall be restored, and you shall be clean. But Naaman was angry and went away and said, Behold, I thought he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God and wave his hands over the place and heal the leper. You are not Abana and Pharah, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? May I not wash in them and be clean? So he turned and went away in rage. And his servant came near and said to him, My father, if the prophet had bid you to do some great thing, would you not have done it? And how much rather than when he said to you, Wash and be clean? And he went down and dipped himself 7 times in Jordan. And as the man of God had said, and his flesh was restored like that of a child, and he was clean. Then Naaman returned to the man of God, and he and his company stood before him. And he said, Behold now, behold now, I know that there is a God in all the earth, in Israel. So now accept a gift from your servant. Elijah said, As the Lord liveth before whom I stand, I will accept none. He urged him to take it, but Elijah refused. And Naaman said, Then I pray, let there be given to me your servant 2 years and a burden of earth, for your servant was hid to the house of his God Rimmon to worship there, and he leans on my hand, and I bow myself in the house of Rimmon. When I bow down myself in the house of Rimmon, may the Lord pardon your servant in this thing. Elijah said to him, go in peace. Now Naaman departed from a little way. But Gehazi, the servant of Elijah, the man of God, said, behold, my master spared this Naaman the Syrian and not receiving from his hand what he brought. But as the Lord lived, I will run after him and get some from him. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, and when Naaman saw one running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him and said, it's all well. And he said, all is well, my master. Sent me to say, there have just come to me from the hill country of Ephraim 2 men of the sons of the prophet. I pray you give them the talents of silver and 2 changes of garment. Naaman said, be pleased to take 2 talents. And he urged him and bound 2 talents of silver, 2 bags with change of garment, and laid them upon the 2 of his servants, and they bore him before Gehazi. And when he came to the hill, he took them from their hands and put them in the house. Then he sent the men away, and they left. He went and stood before his master, Elijah, and said, where have you been, Gehazi? And he said, nowhere. Elijah said to him, did not my spirit go with you? And when the man turned from his chariot to meet you, was it a time to accept money, garments, olive orchards, vineyards, sheep, oxen, men servants, maiden servants? There, and on today, I have the word that God has, because I'm focusing on the servant girl. And she has no name, but God knows her name. She was used as a vessel of God as she went to her master's wife and told her if he would just only go down to Samaria. I'm paraphrasing it. If he will only go down where the prophet of God is and allow the prophet of God to speak it to him, he will be healed from all that leprosy that he had. And as we look at the servant girl, many will say, well, Naaman was the one that was rich. He's a rich man, and his wife is rich also. But the servant girl gives her the right to speak to her master, to speak to her master the way she did to say, but she only did it out of concern. This girl was raised in Israel, so she knew what of God. And many times God will use us to connect other people to know the presence of God, to know how the power of God works. And many times we open our mouth and we speak to those that we feel will accept it. But others we don't say nothing to because they only gonna think that I'm Jackie, the little girl that came from Norton area. They ain't gonna know that God used me mightily. But this servant girl, she did not care. She was concerned more about her master. She was concerned about what he was going through in his body. And it was several types of leprosy that they had back then, because one was where you couldn't even go out in front of people. He was a commander. He had a job that he had to do for the king. And so she was concerned about his soul. She was concerned about what was going on in his body. And she told his wife, if he would only go to Samaria, prophet, and allow him to speak a word or allow him to touch him, and he would be. Many times we can give a word and we say, well, girl, I'm just giving you a